Now I'd like to tie together the customer satisfaction piece and the whole relationship building piece with the scheduling information from the last section. I mentioned during the multi-point inspection discussion the importance of pre-scheduling appointments for customers. It does a customer a favor in the sense that they can budget for the expense, they know what to expect, and that's the context of pre-scheduling in terms of the multi-point inspection. It does something more for your organization, however. Pre-scheduling appointments keeps the customer coming back to you, and that's what you want. You know, depending on your customer's driving habits, you may only see them 2, 3, maybe 4 times a year. By pre-scheduling appointments, especially when it comes to the multi-point inspection and the preventative maintenance menu, you can keep them coming back 4, 5, and 6 times a year. The more times they come back to your store, your organization, the more touches you have with that customer, the more likely you are to build a relationship with that customer and get future upsells and future sales from that. Now, some organizations are challenged with pre-scheduling appointments. Depending on what your current scheduling process is, if it's a schedule pad, if it's a notepad, you might have a challenge with pre-scheduling because you only got so many sheets of paper on that pad. And if I want to pre-schedule an appointment 3 months out, maybe you can't do that. I would strongly encourage you to explore with your associates what you can do to pre-schedule appointments. It's really, really important. Doesn't matter to me if you get a desk calendar and hang it on the wall, you know, one of the real big ones with 6, 8 lines in it to write on, or use an electronic calendar associated with your email program. It doesn't really matter to me how you do it, as long as you as a business have the ability to pre-schedule my next appointment so that, like I said before, I'm driving down the road and I remember, oh yeah, I was due for those front brake pads and you know, have my rotors turned, and I see a shop that looks pretty available right now. But if I remember I've got an appointment with you, I am far more likely to come back to you. So be thinking about what process you can put in place to pre-schedule customer appointments before they leave your store. It changes the multi-point inspection discussion. It changes the preventative maintenance schedule discussion. You know, just like the multi-point inspection sheet, you should be presenting the customer's preventative maintenance schedule to them every time they come in. You can keep it in their file or you can print it out based on the appointments you have in the day. But have the discussion with them. They may not buy it today, but pre-schedule that appointment so that you get the work, you get the money, and you get the chance to form the relationship with the customer. Now, with that said, let's talk about service management systems real briefly. There are a lot of different service management systems out there. As long as we've had computers, service management systems have been available. Here's some advice I'd like to offer you regarding service management systems. Make sure, number one, it will link to your website so that you can give your customers the ability to schedule appointments online. That's really, really important. The new generation coming up in the market today, they want to schedule appointments online. They don't want to pick up the phone. You don't want to be answering emails all day long. So make sure that your service management system, whichever one you choose to purchase or to migrate to, has the ability to link to your website so that they can schedule appointments into your system via the internet. Number 2, make sure, of course, it links to your financials. You want to be able to do financial analysis through your service management system. Number 3, make sure it has a scheduling program that works for you. We're going to talk in a little bit about work schedules and hours of operation. Make sure your service management system can help you with setting employee schedules and appointment scheduling. Make sure it's got a time bucket, like we discussed in the last section. Make sure that you have the ability yourself, you don't have to call anybody to have them do it, make sure you have the ability to go in and change labor times, to go in and change technician efficiency, to modify certain aspects of that system so that you can track what you want to track and you can make the schedule work for you. So think about pre-scheduling customers' appointments and think about moving to, if you haven't already, an electronic service management system that can link to your website, help you with scheduling employees and customers, and link to your financials.